The sad reality of life is that although technology is advancing so much, although we are getting ahead in so many things, yet our health is getting worse and worse, where we've got all this information. And I'm just loving what RFK is doing in this field right now.
Well, I'm loving what he's doing too. I think the big corporations, the food corporations, are keeping in front of the technology and making sure that the profits stay high.
Yeah.
And that means keeping people kind of in the status quo and addicted to the wrong foods sometimes.
RFK made this video, and I want you to have a look at it and give me your reaction on that.
Great.
Most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly, into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way. Until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases, from obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease conditions as normal. But
so these stats are alarming.
It's very alarming, and he starts from the 90s, from the early 90s, and I recall studying marketing in university, and I was thinking to myself, there's an edge of propaganda, and that should be checked. Perhaps that was 30 years ago, and what has happened is the marketing is for especially to children has gotten out of hand. If you go in the grocery store now, kids go nuts when they get to the cereal aisle, and if you don't buy them their favorite sugar cereal, they're kicking and screaming, and they'll throw a tantrum. So a lot of people, unfortunately, myself included, sometimes have given in to that. And once the kids start eating sugar cereal in the morning, they're hooked. They don't want to eat regular food anymore.
Wow, this is devastating, and they've poured in so much money into their marketing that they have basically won. I think RFK has a very difficult fight ahead of him.
He's kind of a modern hero for taking on this fight, actually. I mean, he's really taken on the giants, and but it's for the lives of the common people. It's an amazing event that we have to go to this extreme, and we don't want censorship and a bigger government. But at the same time, the government really has to step in, and instead of being part of the problem, they have to fix the problem. And I think that's why he's in the right direction.
Yeah. So instead of stopping or hindering or becoming an obstacle, I think we should be supporting this monumentous move to be able to come to a place in our modern day history where we're saying enough is enough. We don't want to be poisoned.
Correct. And it's cynical behind the scenes. It's about lobbyist money. It's about pushing regulations on, like he said in the next segment, I believe, the food dyes and things that are in the foods, the processed foods that should not be there, but they are there because they've been lobbied into it, and the FDA has approved things that maybe they shouldn't have approved.
Yeah.
And we're not human guinea pigs. This needs to stop. Or this is it's inhumane, actually, to allow some of the things that are going on. And it's time we really just put a screeching halt to it and start becoming an example to the world instead of a bad example.
Yeah, very true. We need to keep working on this. We need to keep continue this dialogue. We need to keep talking about this topic so that it does not die off, which people are hoping for. And hopefully we can reach a place where we can say, no, healthy food first.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's on the individual level, the family level, we need to educate our children, and we need to try to eat as healthy as we can. And lots of fresh vegetables, some fruits, but fresh meat, clean, not as much deep fried stuff. Those are the basics. But then I think Congress or our government needs to lobby the food industries and say, enough is enough. How much are we willing to destroy of ourselves to make an extra profit? And we need to just make sure that we can regulate things a little bit better together, and it can change overnight.
Yeah. So we need to support the quote unquote Maha movement, because the Maha movement will not only make America healthy again, I believe it is going to make the world healthy again, because whatever becomes more, marketing savvy in America, or whatever becomes more popular in America goes all around the world.
Absolutely. We'll look at every country in the fast food we've had.
There's McDonald's everywhere.
We could take Dubai for an example. Dubai's diabetes rate has skyrocketed. Its obesity rate has skyrocketed in the last decade.
Yeah.
And
even Japan, the healthiest country in the world, or one of the healthiest country in the world, has seen some surges of these things.
Yeah, a lot of that. I did my thesis paper on marketing KFC in Japan, actually.
Wow. Yeah.
That was 30 years ago. But I thought this is interesting because they eat so clean over there, and how is this? So I'm not a total enemy of fast food. Don't worry. I mean, I like fast food too, but I try to do it all in moderation. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And the other key is the types of oils and trans fat things that we're using in the food. High fructose corn syrup, for example, and this trans fat that we use for cooking oil. I think if it's done properly and enforced, I think the whole industry could be cleaned a little bit more. And McDonald's, actually, not to promote any one organization, but I remember being here, hearing the first of their McCafes and their new salads and the other push they were trying to do to make it a little bit healthier, it seems like. And I know the French fries in Europe are different than French fries in America. So there are things that governments are doing to regulate to make it a little bit better, I believe. So,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing this.
You're welcome.